everyone. My name is Margaret. I am a historical costumer and textile conservator in training, and today we are taking another look at my study collection with two very springy Edwardian lingerie dresses. The first one we have here lying on the table is a earlier one. This is probably more like 1909, 1910, somewhere in there, and then we have one that's probably closer to 1913, 1914. If you don't know what a lingerie style dress is, a lingerie style dress was a popular style from the late 19th and early 20th centuries that incorporated sort of a white sheer cotton dress with a lot of insertion lace, pin tucks, and that sort of style. They were very, very popular for semi-formal events, including graduations, as well as just sort of semi-fancy everyday wear. These are pretty common pieces. You'll see them a lot in antique shops being sold for more of a wedding market, and they'll cost you anywhere from about $150 to $500, depending on where you are trying to purchase a lingerie dress from. But they're a great starter piece for anybody who's looking to start a collection because it's white cotton. They're pretty easy to care for, and additionally you get a full dress. So I would highly suggest looking for one of these pieces if you're looking to start a collection. Now, in terms of my lingerie dresses, I have one that's in pretty good condition and then one that needs quite a bit of work. So we'll start with the one that's in pretty good condition. This is a lingerie dress, as we have just stated, from the first decade of the 20th century, but the latter half of the first decade of the 20th century. So we're talking probably 1908 to 1911-ish. So just starting off, we're going to work from the top down. This is sort of a one-layer dress. There's not a ton of inner structure in this dress. As you can see, it has that beautiful Edwardian high neck collar, and then on the inside of the collar it has two sort of early plastic, probably a cellulose acetate or cellulose nitrate collar stays here. So these are an early form of plastic, which is pretty cool, and they're in decent condition. It has this beautiful high neck that is just in this beautiful tape lace that then connects to this bodice, as you can see. It's got pin tucks all along the front here, as well as this strip that goes all the way down the entire dress, and the insertion lace to go side of it. It has this beautiful gathering in the front, and we have a little bit of a loss right there, which is concerning. I don't remember that being there. It has the beautiful gathering, and then it has insertion lace along the waist, and the waist is, you can see, we'll turn it over here. The waist is reinforced with a waist tape, just to keep everything together. Closes up the back with these beautiful little pearl buttons, and then hook and eyes all the way down. Moving on into the skirt, it has a very, very full skirt. You can tell this is gorgeous. And it does have these beautiful sections of pin tucks and insertion lace and gathers and more insertion lace and more pin tucks and more insertion lace and more gathers, just all the way down. And then it is just a double folded hem. This dress is entirely machine sewn, which is honestly pretty typical for lingerie dresses of this period. And as you can see, this dress, although it is in pretty good condition, could use a wet cleaning because she's got a lot of foxing stains throughout her. These foxing stains, these are dark stains. They can be caused either by microbial action or contamination with iron. Potentially, the stains at the hem could also be just general soiling in nature. This dress I did get at a garage sale in my hometown, and it was used as a graduation dress, so I do know that specifically. I do have a little bit of provenance on this piece, actually. So this dress is actually a great candidate for some wet cleaning, which I will probably do to it. I do not advise for you at home to do your own wet cleaning, unless, and this is the only caveat, it is a fully cotton or linen white piece in good condition. You can probably try to wet clean that, which is what I'm going to do with this piece because she needs a little bit of pampering. she needs a little bit of pampering, I will say, because she is just foxing all over. She also has these beautiful, beautiful underarm staining. Underarm staining is something that you are going to see on most objects that have been worn. People have been sweaty throughout all of history, and it shows. These are, you know, potentially stains, and staining like this is potentially dangerous for the dress because it embrittles the fabric. It also just looks unsightly, so it is something that we will probably want to take care of. But yeah, that's this dress. It's very simple. You know, it's just fully machine sewn. See, on the inside, all of the edges are nice and, you know, tucked in. It's really gorgeously made, but it's not a particularly difficult piece to accomplish in terms of technicality. It doesn't have that structure that we are so used to seeing in Edwardian Victorian bodices, many of which you can see on my TikTok, which is at Costume and Conservation, because I do have a lot of little tours on my TikTok all about my costume collection, and I don't think I've done this dress. I might have done this dress on my TikTok. But yeah, so that's the first one. Beautiful and springy. Needs a little bit of a spritz. So we are going to take this one, and we're just going to put it over here for now. So this is our second lady today. As you can see, this one is in questionable condition. This is our second lady today. This is another sort of cotton lingerie dress, and as you can see, this dress is dark. This is a very dark color. It gets very, very dark at the hem. And this is because this dress was probably stored in a more acidic environment, maybe in a cedar chest, or potentially, I think it might have been stored in like a cedar cabinet, because as you can see, it has a lot of damage around the shoulders from being hung for so long. This dress you could probably categorize as a lingerie dress, but it also might not necessarily be categorized as. As you can see, the waist has been taken up, just with these long running stitches, which I'll probably reverse because it's weird and bulky. But this dress has a little bit of a later style. This is more Downton Abbey. This is definitely the second decade of the 20th century. You can see this patch on the underarms. This was definitely a well-worn dress. On the outer here, she could definitely use some support patches. And this beautiful embroidered cotton fabric. This fabric is super, super light. The other dress is really, really stiff and crisp, almost starched. And this dress is very soft and much more diaphanous in nature. You can see that other patch around the underarm. And that beautiful border on the half sleeves. Let's flip it over here. This is definitely 19 teens. This is the back, where you would actually get into the dress. It just has snaps to close, which is a very 19 teens thing. Snaps instead of hooks. These beautiful snaps, and then hooks and snap. Hooks at the waistband, and then snaps also on the skirt. So this dress you gotta handle very, very carefully because she is in questionable condition. We have this two-tiered skirt right here. So you can see the first tier is just connected to a sort of an underskirt, and then the over one is connected directly to the waistband, and it just has that beautiful edging lace. So this would be a great piece to reconstruct because it is such a simple construction as well. It is also fully machine sewn on the interior here and has a super simple construction. The bodice is just sewn to a waistband and the waistband is just sewn to skirt. There's no boning, there's no shaping really, it's just sort of a very rectangular, little boxy 19 teens dress, and it's just so cute, but she needs some help, so probably gonna do some patching around here, and also the underarms need a little help, just to sort of stabilize this dress and make her into what I like to call one of my sleeping beauties, so that she is very nice in my costume collection. This is definitely something I could see myself recreating in the future. I would also like to note, this is a larger dress. The other dress was made for sort of a young lady, so that one we're talking more like a 25, 26 inch waist, which isn't like super, super small, but it is on the smaller side, versus this dress is a 32 inch waist. So you can imagine it is a looser fit, but a 32 inch waist is a pretty good size for a historical garment. So I always keep saying this, bodies in history were just as varied as the bodies that you see today. So don't think that everyone in history was just super stick thin, because they were not. And although this woman is probably more average by today's standards, she's, you know, she's not a super skinny mini either. Thank you for coming along on this adventure for two of my more simple, summery pieces. I do really love lingerie dresses, and every time I come across one, I'm like, I need to buy it, and then I'm like, oh, I already have like 2 of them, I'm fine. I really need to be a little restrictive about what I'm taking in right now, because I, in fact, am a graduate student who lives in a 1-bedroom apartment with a, you know, a limited budget. So I'm done collecting lingerie dresses for the moment, but they are a great starter piece if you're looking to start your own study collection. Additionally, if you liked this video, you can click subscribe down below. I do tours of study collection objects like this, but I also am doing an 1860s sewing project right now, as well as my other sort of dress history topics videos that I like to do when I am not studying for finals during school. Additionally, you can follow me over on Instagram at costumeandconservation, where I do updates on my sewing projects, as well as just sort of everyday life kind of things. And you can also follow me on TikTok at costumeandconservation, which I mentioned earlier, where I talk about my study collection as well as some garment rehab that I've been doing. Other than that, I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye!